Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? This is for Leo for March. Some crazy, wow, some crazy stuff happening. Let's see what we have. I was shuffling for a few minutes before I turned on the camera, so it's all right that this is it. We've got the Hermit on the bottom. We're going to do 5 cards and then clarifiers like usual. So we do have the 4 of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the World, though, in the future energy spot. That's good. High Priestess and the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles has been coming up quite a bit. Are these even? It doesn't matter, right? Okay. And then remember the Hermit's on the bottom. Okay, Leo. All right. So for Gemini, I had 5 different books. Not 5 different chapters of the same books, but 5 different books. 5 different whole complete stories about what's going on in March. For Cancer, I had 1 story and it was good. And if you haven't watched the Cancer reading, you should. It's amazing. But Leo, it's a little bit of both for you. This has an overarching theme, and yet there are many little stories underlying. Overall, I think the energy, you're going through it. I can tell. You're really going through it. And I think that you've got your biggest strength, Leo, is in taking the path less traveled. Your biggest strength right now, I know it's hard, but it's going to be to pull back from the spotlight and really look within to that place where you can find resonance without any external validation, without any other person. I'm not saying withdraw completely from friends and family. I'm just saying now would be a good time, even if it's 15, 20 minutes, just spend in meditation with yourself. I've mentioned before that my readings sometimes are like 2 weeks ahead of most of the energies. So, if that's true with this and you take some time to really connect, and then in 2 weeks when this shit show starts, then you'll be more prepared. So we do have the Ace of Wands at the 4 of Cups. Yeah, we have the Death card. We have the Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles. There's some you're learning some things, my dear. You're learning some things, and I think you've had your periods of indifference in the past. And I think right now, so with everything that's going on and in this new moon energy, especially, right? And with Aquarius and everything, the truth is going to come to light. So that can be great because we get more justice and we get more we get more truth from people and from the universe and from ourselves. And it is great across the board. But, it also shows us sometimes, especially you, Leo, my dear, where your indifference to some things, or at least outward indifference, okay? You might have felt strongly about something that you showed an outward indifference to, like it was benign, like you didn't really care about something and whatever. That is you're going to see how those moments where you pretended to be indifferent or you were actually indifferent, how those hurt you. And it's going to hurt your ego a little bit to find out how much you've hurt yourself in that way. I think a lot of it has to do with your love relationships. I think there have been periods of time in which you have not chosen an equal. And I think that might sting a little bit to realize that you sold yourself short. But there's a lot of passionate thought, a lot of realization, and there's a lot of feeling behind this. Be kind to yourself in these moments of realization, okay? We're all on this journey of self-discovery. We're all on this journey of understanding. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Some people aren't, to be honest, but if you're watching this channel, you probably are. So be kind to yourself. Dig deep when you find these things out and you, whoa, when I pretended I didn't care about such and such, it closed me off from other opportunities, or it got me in a rut with this, or it kept me from being, from living where I wanted or being with who I wanted or whatever. Indifference, you have an interesting relationship with indifference, Leo, because I think sometimes, there's this desire for adulation and the spotlight and the pomp and circumstance and the idolization, and then that's really you're sometimes, especially when we're younger, that's sort of like, hey, somebody tells you, knock it off, that you can't act like that, you pompous asshole, right? And don't take up too much space, right? They tell you that when you're a kid or when you're in school. So what happens is sometimes we then retract and we take on this nonchalance, this attitude of indifference. And then that attitude of indifference can really get in the way of our soul's true purpose. Does that make sense? I've stuck on this card for a minute because it's really important. And so have some compassion for yourself, understand, and maybe go back in time, try to do your meditation work around these feelings that you have, and maybe try to figure out and talk to your little self when you were a kid. When did this happen? When did you become indifferent? And when did you lose your passion? Is it muted? Is your passion muffled because you were told to not take up too much space? Okay, Knight of Swords. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Oh, the devil wants to come out. Of course the devil wants to come out. Oh, okay, here we go. So we had the Six of Wands, sorry, in case you're just listening instead of watching. We have the Six of Wands on the bottom. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. What a fantastic trio of cards, you might think. Yeah, it is. But when we're using it to describe the Nine of Swords, something happened, right? Something happened you thought was going to be the most, I think multiple things happened, okay? Yeah, you found a new career, a new passion, a new something, a new house, a new place to live, a new situation, a new group of friends, and you bet the farm. You thought, this is going to be amazing. This is my Ten of Pentacles. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is going to make me so happy. This is going to be great. And you celebrated a little bit too soon. Before it was fully formed. It's like cracking an egg before the baby bird is fully ready to hatch. And so then what is the baby bird? The baby bird dies, right? Sorry for that graphic analogy, but it's, well, metaphor, analogy. Was it a metaphor? I think some of you also, this definitely happened in love. I think like you fell in love, you gave it everything you got, and maybe a little too soon. Maybe a little too soon. And then you didn't get back what you wanted. And you didn't get back the love that you thought you would get back. And that's the same with the living arrangement or the friends group or the career or whatever. Man, because Leo, when you go for something, you really go for something. You're all in. So you went all in, and then it didn't reciprocate. And so right now, the situation that you might find yourself in the Nine of Swords is, luckily it's the Nine of Swords, right? But it's a little self-sabotaging. It's a little defeatist. It's a little self-pity. And you can have a pity party if you want, if things didn't turn out the way that you thought they would. But instead, how about this? How about you just maybe think about what happened? Maybe realize that stuff like that takes time. Maybe it's not over. Maybe you still have a chance at these things that you thought were your 10 of Pentacles. Maybe you still have a chance. And if you don't, then next time you'll know better, right? Life is all about lessons, no matter how old we are. You can be on your absolute last day on earth and have lessons. I hope we do, right? You should if you're lucky. All right, why is the High Priestess here? All right, High Priestess. Yeah, I think for some of you that this lesson might come in the spring. It might not be March. It might like come in the spring. And if you live in a cooler climate, then you're not going to be feeling spring in March probably. But I definitely feel that spring energy, a little bit of a refresh, reboot, kind of gets the cobwebs out of your mind, right? And I feel like with getting those cobwebs out, it leaves a void. And I think the way that the universe wants the void to be filled in your mind and your energies and your thought processes is with a spiritual focus. We have that 8 of Cups on the bottom. The 9 of, half of these cards are upside. Nope, they're all upside down. Okay, hold on, you guys. So the 8 of Cups was reversed. Well, that's nice. The 8 of Cups was reversed. So that's actually much better. Knight of Cups, Temperance, King of Swords. Yeah. It really is ushering in a new era. Whether it comes in on the breeze, I'm definitely getting this easy breezy feeling. Easy breezy feeling on the springtime. I don't know. It's just a breath of fresh air, something. There's going to be something that's going to remind you back to this reading. But it's a whole new era. An era in which you will be more confident. An era in which, hopefully not tongue-tied, an era in which you will have the resources and also the patience. Yeah, it's great. It's great. And there's less drama. Yeah, I feel incredibly less drama with this High Priestess. This is what you have to go into. It's in the energy. It's just, will you take it? Because God knows you can stay in that 9 swords for a very, very long time, well past its expiration date. I think sometimes we tend to hold on to things because we get used to them, or because you know the devil that you know and not the devil that you don't, right? So just saying, move, flow. I think if you're having a hard time, and you seem to be stuck, go for a drive. Go for a drive in the country if you can. If you go for a bike ride, um, hopefully without any cars. Go for a walk if that's what you have access to. Um, just get out in nature. It's going to help a lot. It's going to help you realize what's important, and it's going to help you center yourself. I would recommend meditate in nature, but sometimes that's really hard because sometimes it's almost between the birds and the whatever. Sometimes it's harder, especially if you have any type of attention deficit. It magnifies all the nature noises. We have a Three of Cups on the bottom of the Two of Pentacles. Page of Wands. The Eight of Swords. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Along your way, you can definitely get confused. I get that. There's something else here, though. It's really very specific. I think there's a situation. This is very specific and just for a few of you, but there's a situation of autonomy, almost like you take a trip by yourself. You take a trip by yourself and you think you're being a badass about it, but it doesn't work out. Either a trip or, a plan, a night, a day, you go off and do something on your own that ends up leaving you unsteady because you go into it just balls out, like completely overly confident, and then things go sideways. Like what were those movies? The hangover movies, like, yeah, and then you come back completely busted. So be careful of that. If you're going to go on any trips or anything, this is really specific. West, especially trips west. I don't know why. If you have any plans for trips west, don't do it, or do it with someone else, or do it in a different way, or do it at a different time. Can you delay it for a month? This is very weird because I usually don't get such specific energies. But if you're planning to travel west, see if you can't push it until April, okay? That's just for a few of you. But I think also it might have something to do with family, community. But you're definitely going on the trip alone. Is it to meet someone? I think if it's to meet someone, you're going to be disappointed. Anyway, okay. Weird. All right. Comment on this video if you were planning, Leo, to take a trip in March, perhaps west of wherever you are. It's like, what if you're in San Diego? Well, to the middle of the ocean or all the way around the world? I don't know. Definitely west, though. Okay. Why is the wheel here? Let's tell us what these Leos have to look forward to in the future. We got future. We got the timing. There's a little bit of that flip-flop energy that we talked about. God, January, beginning of January. There's a little of that flip-flop energy. of like, a little bit of Schrodinger's cat where you can just like, maybe you show up at a party and you meet the love of your life, or maybe you show up at a party and you meet your nemesis. Like either way, coin flip. There's no way to tell. I think it's a little more in your favor though. Let's find out. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. I'm also though getting that if in a matter of luck, like let's say that, gambling, or you really do have this sort of matter of luck, I think you'll win more than you'll lose, but it'll be just slightly. The King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Cups came back. Okay. For most of you, I think this revelation will give you an opportunity to really blossom. So this is huge forecasted out. So we've got the energies that are coming in May, what we could maybe end May with. Maybe not. Maybe it takes April. Maybe it takes, or May. Did I say May? Yeah, I did. Well, you better take that for what I said and not for what you thought I was going to say. So for some of you, this is May. For some of you, it might be earlier. But this is long range. And long range, you have a great opportunity to amass wealth. Amass wealth with, and I think this was in your wealth and success reading, Leo, community. Yeah. So it could be, building a business where you have to hire some folks. It could be outsourcing, like vendor relationships. You have a different perspective, more importantly, with the way that you count money, the way that you count success. It looks a lot different to you. And I don't know what that means, but you probably will. It's, your luck's good. Your luck's very good. This depends a lot on the free will choices that you make in the next month and a half, 2 months. You've got a big window of opportunity to create something amazing. It's like the universe is giving you an opportunity to buy a lotto ticket, right? And so do you use your last dollar to buy you tissues to cry at this pity party? Or do you use your last dollar to buy the lottery ticket to put you in this place down the road? I mean, it's literally what's happening. Not literally. It would be fun if the universe just gives you $1 if you're taking a walk in the next couple of weeks and you just find $1 on the street. You're like, God damn it, Rose. I'm going to pull 3 cards just to see what the fuck is up. Sorry for the cursing in case your ears are sensitive. Oh, Leo, you're so sensitive. No, I'm kidding. You're really not. Leos are amazing. I'm gonna say that about all the signs, but Geminis and Leos get along fabulously well. Finish each other's sentences. Good matches. I've had a lot of great Leo friends and otherwise. All right, let's see. We got the 3 of Wands. Yes, we do. Yeah, death, rebirth, 10 of Swords, escalating, and the Star. Yes, so much to look forward to if we let go of what needs to be let go. And a lot of what you need to let go is these self-limiting beliefs, and also counting on things before they've truly manifested, and being apathetic to counterbalance the expectation you have for your throne, for your monarchy, right, Leo? You're the king, queen. You are royalty. So live like it. You know what I mean? Like, it comes from within, and you do not need external validation to be royalty and to be the queen or the king. And what's happened is that you've stuffed yourself away from that so much, and apologized for taking up too much space, that you've convinced yourself that you're not the king and queen that you are. Okay? Stop it. Just stop it. Big, big, big things coming. You can basically just throw a lasso up and catch the stars in the sky. That's where the inner power comes. That's where you're finding your status as royalty, as this king and queen. When you can do that. Nobody needs to see that. That person doesn't have an audience. They're just doing it themselves. Anyway, remember that all readings are influenced by the reader as well as the time in which they are pulled. No reading comes out of a vacuum. And I wish you all the luck in the world, Leo. You got this.